cut to just a few years ago.
Yeah.
And you started writing songs, and you started by writing the title, and then you write the song.
That's how I always do it.
But then you, didn't you kind of change your process with Face Front?
Well, because I had no experience about doing anything. And I'd say, I think I'm going to write a song called, whatever. And then I'd come up with that. And then I'd make the song fit, like trying to get into skinny jeans when you're 20 pounds overweight.
Oh, stop talking about me.
I'm not talking about you. I'm looking in a mirror right here. And so, but then I actually took a songwriting class with Harriet Schock up in L.A. And so she goes, we're not going to be doing this by writing the title of the song. You're going to write the story, and then we're going to figure out what the title is going to be later on. And I went, well, that's an interesting idea. And so that's really how I now do it. And I'm going to guess most great songwriters like Kelly here will probably do it in the same way, where you're writing the story, and then you come up with something down the road.
There's so many different I write it by the word, just like you.
Okay,
so it's kind of you and I do a lot of the same thing. So let's play a little bit of Unlike You, because we're going to try to play a little bit of 3 songs of his. And this song,
love this.
And you have a video for this too.
I have a video. Shot it out in the middle of the desert before it got hot. So
it's beautiful. So let's hear
I don't sweat too much.
It really is a pretty song.
It's very.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I saw your picture just the other day. You looked good in black and white. Memories of love, they dim over time. We never were quite right. Sometimes it's just storm clouds above that drift into our sight. Tears fell like rain, the ocean waves crashing, passing by in the night. The lightning made you blind. Unlike you, I see me, the man I cannot friend, the man I can't pretend to be. Unlike you, I see me, time I cannot spend chasing after make-believe.
Tell me a little bit about that song.
Well, the long and short of it is, I wrote this song. You hear a lot of ballads about, oh, woe is me, and, they done me wrong, and all of those. I got sober about 4 years ago, and when I got sober, I had a lot of things going on in my life that were really raw nerves for me, including the relationship I'd been in for a very long time. And when I looked in the mirror, I didn't like who I saw. And so I was with a partner that loved me, even though, they had the rose-colored glasses on looking at me through all my flaws and everything else. But when I got up in the morning and I saw that person in the mirror, and I said, I don't like what I see. I've got to change. So I wrote the song Unlike You. You see me through a different set of glasses, and I see me for who I really am. And so it was about my breakup with my partner. And I love the song. And the people that hear it, I think they relate to it all a little bit differently. But that's really the story behind the song, yeah.
So let's hear a little Blind Jesus.
Yeah, baby.
Oh,
God came down and said to me, go out and spread the word. There are things that must be said, my message isn't blurred. Help each other and do good things and serve your fellow man. The miracles of life you'll see are all within my plan. A preacher screams on Sunday morn with fire and brimstone face, selling doom to fill the seats as wrath of God awaits. Then he smiles and says your love will passing you the plate. Sin dictated worldwide with all the stir and hate.
So fun, right?
So fun.
You know,
It's not just fun. You're very, you remind me a little bit of that whole Cat Stevens thing of
Yeah.
positive.
Oh, my
positive,
gosh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
spinning
yeah.
it all into the positive,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is why not?
Yeah,
Yeah.
why not indeed?
You know?
Well, I don't want to bring you down for another second, but I did want to ask. I know. Sorry.
Okay, thanks, Marla.
Oh, Debbie Downer.
Yeah.
But in your album notes,
Yeah.
you said that Face Front was sort of a goodbye to that old life. Is that what you
Yeah,
mentioned
yeah.
earlier when you got sober and
Well, you
got all positive and
you got all
happy?
positive. Well, when I got ready to do the album, the first song that always came into my head was a song called Face Front. And again, didn't know what I was going to write the song about, but I knew
Wow.
that was the title of the
Did that
song.
just-
I just had the visual in my head. I said, when I open at Staples Center, I want this. Well, I have
love
this
it.
idea in my
I
head.
love it.
I'm
Think
gonna
big.
be headlining like Adele for 8 sold-out shows in a row. That's fine. I'll do that. But I thought, I'm going to have this big visual behind me with the white letters and big bold block going, face front, boom, 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 face front,
yeah.
boom, 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 and just get the crowd going with that, because you get the people will come out and have that play for like 10 minutes and everybody gets like crazy and frenzied. I said, that's the song. And now I've got to write the song. What am I going to write about? And so I really wrote about my old life, and I equated it to being on a pirate ship and being, tossed off a gangplank and, trying to make different choices in life, from a life that you thought and you bought into all the California Kool-Aid and the things that are so exciting, but then, you're neck deep in it and going, ooh,
now what?
what I've sold my soul. What is going on here? This is not so great. And so that's my song. It's, about jumping off that gangplank, the big fish tank.
Well,
Yeah.
all these songs, and we want to play a little bit more of Sweat and Testify.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
so much fun.
Oh, wait,
Just
seriously? Because I
The
made
thing
her.
about Garrett is that he has all these things he's learning, but here. Woo!
I love this song.
But he's all about the positive and
Everything.
Oh,
You
yeah.
have to have a good message. At least that's for me,
Save you like a Sunday school choir. Saying too much like an auctioneer's chant.
I want to go roller skating.
I know.
oh, we should have the Garrett Miller replace.
Roller derby.
Garrett Miller roller derby.
Yeah. We're going to have a disco ball. We got the lights.
Be awesome.
Woo! Sweat and Testify, I'm all over.
Jump up and down, stomping your feet. Hands in the air, keeping time to the beat.
Woo!
I can't be your saving grace.
Nobody can.
Give me control over time and space. Wipe your brow and scream out loud. And raise up and save me now.
Woo! Nice. Oh my
Thank you
gosh.
so much.
I
Oh my
love
gosh.
it so much, Garrett. Thank
I
you
love
so
it.
much.
This has been
for
so much
being
fun.
here. And we're gonna, we're gonna somehow get you in here for a Z Spot House concert.
Is that it?
We'll have to figure out.
Yeah.
a
It's
way.
over?
Yeah, we have to figure out a
Wait.
way.
It goes
for
way
Garrett-
too quick.
I know we have to get a way for Garrett to come in and perform live. I don't know how we can figure that out with all your fun
Okay,
dance
we'll
things.
figure
That'd be
it out.
awesome because
Yeah.
I have like 10 more questions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. And thank you so much for being
Thank
on the
you.
Z Spot.
Thanks,
Garrett, where
Garrett.
can people find you?
GarrettMiller.com. Make it easy.
He's got
Check
a
it
great
out.
website, GarrettMiller.com.
You can download his music. Go do it.
Marla, can you believe it? It's
No,
over.
it's what?
I know. Well, that's how we had to end on him because I'm going to have the most positive week now.
Yes.
You know what? This song we chose for the end is called Right Now. It's right now. I'm going to take a leap
I
of
love
faith
that.
and say I love you and I love you, Garrett.
I love you
you,
guys.
Marla.
Love you,
Love you,
Garrett.
Marla.
Love you, Kelly.
Okay.
Love you, Mike.